Hey guys, before I begin this episode review, I do want to kind of make this to kind of apologize and kind of explain why in the world I am posting this a week after the episode review. First off, I guess I will say this, I am sorry that I was not able to get this out during the actual week of when the episode was airing. A lot of stuff happened this week that didn't literally just came out and just really took a lot of time out of me to be able to do this. I don't even think I had enough time to edit because I had all the voice record. I think I recorded the voice on Sunday, the actual day the episode came out, but I had not a near enough time to even try to edit the videos out. So after finally getting everything settled down after a chaotic last week, I mean, last week it was something. Let's just say that. So I do apologize for not getting this out. I might even mention it in the next episode, the episode 15 review that I'll be doing, because obviously, because episode 15 is out, I will not be doing the episode 15 summary, which is the first time I've actually never done one of the summaries since I got into the habit of doing it since episode 10. So, yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to happen one of these days, but I didn't expect it to happen a little bit early, so I do apologize for not having it out as of what time I actually wanted to have it out, but things happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I guess this will also be a quick update. I've been posting nonstop for the last 2 weeks. I am going to be calming down on it a little bit just because of the fact that the stuff that's happened last week is still kind of going on right now. I mean, a lot is happening in my life right now, so I'm going to calm down. I probably am not going to do as much as I was doing before. I probably will just stick to the episode reviews and summary and cast lists for the time being, and maybe once everything settles down a little bit and I can start doing more, then I'll go and do that. But until then, expect only episode reviews and summary slash cast list review analysis. I will still be doing those, but that's just a little bit of quick update on why in the world I wasn't actually posting episodes. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And let me know what you guys thought of the episode down below. And I will talk about some stuff in episode 15 that I talk about in this review. I won't explain it in this video because I'll explain it more on that just to not spoil. Also, do not spoil anything for episode 15. You can say something about it after the episode 15 review comes out, but I would rather you talk about anything episode 15 wise for that episode. If you want to talk about something in episode 14 that I missed, or something you wanted to point out, let me know in that video there, but don't spoil anything for episode 15. I would really do appreciate it. But without further ado, guys, let's get into the actual review. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yugioh Sevens episode review. Today, guys, we're going to be going over episode 14 of Yugioh Sevens, the latest episode to have come out. And guys, I think this is probably the most interesting, the most unique Yu-Gi-Oh episode I think that I remember in a while. I think probably since that Brave Max episode from Yu-Gi-Oh Reigns, and I cannot wait to kind of talk about this episode. And how about we not waste any time and let's get right into this episode. So, episode 14, it starts off with Yuga and Ko, or I should say more Rook and, or not Rook, Gakuto and Roman kind of visiting Yuga in his lab. They kind of break the news to Yuga that, you know, Rook is still very mad at Roman after the whole thing that happened with her and Roa during the whole like 3v3 duel that happened in episodes 10 through 13, and he was still kind of mad that she decided to go on Roa's team, basically betraying them, and he's just been all salty about it. In fact, he won't even really talk to Roman to let her explain. He just acts like it goes, I'll be honest, that was kind of a little bit humorous, which I will say though, this episode definitely hit the humorous side a little bit more, even though it didn't hit me as well as maybe the last two episodes, but those were more unexpected, I guess was the best word to describe it. Those episodes kind of came out of nowhere, like Yoshio kind of blasted through the wall. I didn't expect that at all. And then for Netsuboro, I think it was right before I did cast list, because I think the first one I did was episode 11 for the cast list. It could have been episode 10. But I don't remember that. Oh, no, but that's before I even did cast list. Never mind. But I didn't expect Metsu Royal to come out of nowhere with the apparently now the trend is I can't say sushi right. Sushi waifu in the rip off of Jim Crocodile Cook. I didn't expect them to be in it, but came back on topic. He's still mad at them, and Yuga says, "Well, why don't you try cooking something for him? I mean, you like to eat food, why not?" And she kind of gets a little bit embarrassed in this. She's like, I don't cook. That's not my thing. I only like to eat it. I don't like to really cook that much. And then Yugo and got to realize that Rook actually kind of has shown him hints. And actually, I missed the part that I totally forgot in episode 9 when he ate that pine cone looking thing. I can't remember what it was actually called, but there was more hints than I thought there was of Rook actually eating food. I also forgot he was eating one of those sushi sticks. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. And then basically what they ended up doing was they got the Kaizo, which I don't like Kaizo. I'm gonna be completely honest. You guys, I do not like Kaizo at all. I think he's funny in a way, but I do not like Kaizo. I know a lot of people do not like Kaizo. So he's what's the best word? He's like a simp, I guess is the best word to describe him. And he's strapped to the bike, which I think is really weird. He gets strapped to the bike. They basically turn him on to try to look at what Rook's favorite meal is, which I will say though was kind of weird. The fact that they can do that. I mean, I guess in episode 6 they kind of had that when the robots could tell like their emotions and like if they felt like their emotions weren't good, they weren't gonna let them into that ramen theme park. So I guess it's been shown before. But they basically find out his favorite food was curry, which I'm not honestly surprised. I mean, I'm pretty sure every anime has curry in it. I'm not going to be surprised, which I've been looking through online, and a lot of people reference Food Wars, and as someone that hasn't watched Food Wars yet, I know it is an anime. I could see the resemblance to that. My immediate thought was Gordon Ramsay. If people know who Gordon Ramsay is, I kind of feel like that way, and we kind of see it when Gakuto and Roman, which I'll talk about it later on when they're actually in the kitchen. It just reminded me of like, Gordon Ramsay would actually yell at his people because they did something wrong. So that's what I kind of got that vibe of. So then Roman thanks Kaizo, and this is where the whole thing kind of splits. Kaizo just bursts through the wall. Yuga follows them, and then you have Rook and Roman that go to Roa's place, out of all places. Which, dang, to those kids, and these are kids are probably 11 years old, I guess I would say they are. And the fact that they even live in a mansion like this, or it was more like a I don't know. I guess I was gonna say a hotel, but I don't think that's a. I guess it. You guys probably know what I'm talking about, but like a penthouse, I guess would be the best way to describe it. They live in a penthouse, which is really cool. But I'll talk about the Yuga stuff first. I'm gonna do something a little bit different that I normally don't do. I like to normally talk when it goes back and forth, but that would be kind of annoying. So I'll talk about the Rook, or not the Rook, but the Yuga and Kaizo thing before I kind of talk about the whole Roman Gagatone and the two sermons. I'm never gonna remember. I know one of them is Renosuke, which I think that's the girl. And fun fact for you guys that I didn't even notice it until I kind of read the names of the, or like looked over who was actually doing the voice acting. The girl, one of Gakuto's servants, has the same BA as Ghost Gal. Or Ghost Girl, Emma Besso, which I think is amazing. I never knew that. I need to pay attention to more of that kind of stuff. Because I knew, like, Flame was Rook, what's his name? Gosh. It's the main protagonist of Demon Slayer, is the voice of Gakuto, and then Roman is the female lead in the Sword Art Online, Gun Gale Online Alternative, which I think was a spin-off of the Sword Art Online series. So I think that was pretty cool. They got some pretty well-known VAs in it that I never really talked about. But getting back on the topic, so the whole Yuga and Kaizo was very, very interesting. Kaizo was just kind of happy doing his thing, and then you got these 3 drones out of nowhere, basically prevent him from going anywhere past him because it was a drone that got modified or something like that, and Goha doesn't like that at all. So they kind of block his path, and then it ended up having Kaizo dueling them before he transformed into this, like, robot mech kind of thing, I guess. I know a lot of people that watch mech animes probably liked it. I reference more Power Rangers, but that's just because I grew up with it. That was the first immediate thought I had to that. And let me know, do you think it's more mechs or it's more Power Rangers? Probably mech. I mean, I think the only mech anime I watched was Code Geass, which was a pretty decent one, so I kind of see that reference a little bit, even though he didn't grow 10 feet tall, which I've been hearing some weird theories that Kaizo might be that red robot thing in the first episode, that Megazord looking thing. That's an interesting thing, and I might do a video on that. So if that comes up, don't be surprised. But anyway, so they get stopped at, oh, something I forgot to mention. One of the drone's eyes become red, and it kind of reminded me of what episode 13 kind of had. So it kind of had a little bit to the plot, but not really at all. And I'll guess I'll say that already. It had no plot whatsoever in this episode, and which was a little bit disappointing, to be completely honest. And also the fact, even though Kaizo and the drones did end up dueling, we don't really see a duel. We just see flashing cars going by, kind of like almost like coding with cards. I mean, we see that before in 5Ds. They did that when they were trying to figure out the fingerprint for who stole the program that Yusei and Bruno were creating. They kind of dueled with cards in a way like that. And that's how it kind of felt like this was in a sense. So they kind of were dueling, and I think Kaizo probably won. Which is kind of sad, because Kaizo won before Gakuto, and that kind of makes me angry. I'm not gonna lie about that. That kind of makes me angry that Gakuto is a worse duelist than Kaizo. Kaizo, Gakuto better win at least 10 duels. I swear, he better win at least 10 duels and to make up his character for me. Obviously, I'm joking, but that is ridiculous. That Kaizo was the one to get a win first before Gakuto, but. Anyway, Yuga meets up with him after chasing him down for a while. He was able to get. Oh no, he actually ended up running out of batteries. And then when he mentioned like, "Hey, we need to go and see Roman," he gets all excited, flies off the bike, and goes on. And then Yuga goes and follows Kaizo. Something that was interesting, I guess, was the way that he said Roman. I don't think he said Roman Chan. He said Roman Tan. I think was. Now I don't know really how much like Japanese. Like they say it, I know like Chan is a common word when you talk to people, but I don't know much about that. I don't know if that was a like translation error, or if that was an actual thing. I would have to listen to the audio again for that, but I think that was kind of interesting that it wasn't Roman Chan, but they did it Roman Tan, I think is how you say it. I could be totally wrong in it, but I know it's just like /T something. I know it started with a T. I remember that full-heartedly. I knew what that was all about. So that was kind of weird. I don't know if that was a mistake, which we saw mistakes before. They spelled Otis Otes, and now for going on, said that they were going to spell it Otis because that's how they spelled it. But that was basically all they did. They ran into Rook, and basically he took them to Roman's apartment, even though Rook didn't know what was going on. Let's kind of talk about the Roman situation. Roman, as she stated many times in this episode, she did not know how to cook. This was her first time really cooking. And this one almost got me and this is more because I can relate to that in a way, because I'm not really a cook. I'm gonna be completely honest. I mean, literally, my cooking is literally throwing like a I don't know, like a hot pocket or one of those mac and cheese bowls into the microwave, cook it for however long it is, like 230 for a hot pocket, or maybe less. I don't know. I'm not really trying to get food right now, but I kind of felt I vibed with her a little bit because she was like, "Where's the instant curry?" Because that's what they thought they were gonna make, was curry, not like homemade curry, which was, I guess, was a little bit funny. I'm gonna be completely honest, even though it didn't give me the laugh. It was like I just relate to that in so many ways. And Gakuto, even though Gakuto hasn't won a duel, he's a man. He can fix roofs, he can play in rugby, he can play in many different sports, and he knows how to cook. Like, jeez. In this episode, I will say, though, was weird, though. Because not only was there no plot, and there was no dueling, really. I know I said the Kaizo drone thing, but I'm not even going to count that. I will say, though, before I continue on, I kind of wish there was a little bit of plot or dueling. It did make the episode not as appealing to me personally, because this is as fillerish as you can get. I mean, there is no way you can tell me that this is not fillerish one bit. There is no way you can tell me that. You can literally, and I don't like to say it like that because I know it's kind of discrediting what they did, and I can't remember his name. I know he did a couple episodes. He did episode 3, which I thought looked beautiful, and it was a really good episode, and he did episode 5, which, even though I was in the middle of it, but I still kind of liked it a little bit. So He did some pretty good episodes already. I will say though, this is my least favorite episode out of those three that he did, just because there wasn't really nothing that happened. I think it was just more for a comedy sake and kind of doing a little bit more real world, which I think is a cool idea. I'm gonna give a benefit of the doubt. It's kind of cool not seeing it, but the thing with it is though, this episode, if I showed this to 100 people, probably 98% of people would not say this is a Yu-Gi-Oh anime. The other two, or I'll say 95%, I think actually is a better way. And those 5 people either knew that this was Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, and they knew this was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Show, or they basically just do a blind guess, and that's what they get it off of. Like, it's like, oh, is it a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime or something like that? It's really rare. This episode does not feel like a Yu-Gi-Oh episode at all. Again, it's referencing Food Wars, and for some people, like a mech kind of anime, like Code Geass or something like that. So it is really interesting the route that they went for it. And also, this is the first episode in a new arc, so that's kind of interesting that they went that kind of route. So let me know what you guys think of it. I'm not that high on it, but honestly, I don't think it's bad. I just think it's really weird that we got no plot and no dueling. I knew we weren't going to get any dueling. I was kind of surprised with the whole Kaizo thing. I was surprised we were going to get anything in regards to that, but the fact that we got no plot was kind of disappointing, or really not big plot that I was kind of hoping from this episode. But they kind of mess around. We had some funny moments where like she kind of was messing around. I think the first thing was like she was trying to get like a bag of rice, ended up spilling flour over the place. She was cooking the curry in the pot. She opens the lid and which actually no, I just thought about something. And I remember this was said in the episode, the ingredients that they had to make this curry was also the ingredients to make gunpowder. I don't know why that was why she has that. I don't know why Roa has that. Was he planning a bomb or something? I really do not have any clue what in the world he has gunpowder for, but or why he has ingredients for gunpowder. That's just kind of funny. I just wanted to quickly mention that. She opens the pot and then like the pot literally explodes and the stuff goes all over the place instead of hitting her. Kind of some funny moments there. And then when she shows the final time she opens the pot, the curry's blue. I don't remember what she added in there, but it made the curry blue, which I think was really, really weird. I have never once seen a coloring of a food that's not been different from its original. Like, yeah, I mean, like you could put food dye into something, but you normally don't. At least I've never put it in a meal before. Maybe I'll put it in like I don't know ice cream. I don't know. I don't know what you would really use. I mean, you can do it for water, I guess, when you do like a science experiment or something like that. But I've never put food coloring into like food before. I don't know if that was the actual thing because I think it was like potatoes were like red or something, or like the meat was red, and then like the rice was still white. It was kind of impressive. She was actually able to do the rice right, technically, unless it was like a different type of rice. Like I think there is brown rice. Actually, I could be wrong about that, but anyway, so she takes a try of it. She absolutely enjoys it. Gakuto and the other two are scared to death about eating this thing. They think they're gonna die, and literally the two said, hey, if Gakuto's gonna die, we're gonna go with him, which I respect those two characters. The fact that they're gonna stick with Gakuto to the full extent to the end. I really did like that. And right before they open their mouths to take a bite of it, the door rings, they flick their food up in the air, which I was kind of, it probably would have made me laugh because it happens so many times, I feel like, where food just falls onto the character's head. I was kind of hoping that would happen, but no, it just falls back in the spoon. I was like, okay. Rook realize, and I'm surprised that Rook just like, hey, why does Yuga taking me to this fancy place? I mean, what in the world is going on here? I'm surprised he didn't catch in the case like, oh, maybe it has something to do with Roman or something like that. He gets mad. He's about to leave. He even pushes Kaiser, which respect the Rook, and which I guess I'll say something real quick. Do you guys blame Rook for this? I'm gonna be completely honest when I say this. Do you blame Rook for this? The way he's been acting. I do not in the slightest. The fact that Roman did ditch the group to kind of help her brother, yeah, I know she was trying to keep a secret, even though Yuga did find out and ended up blabbering out anyway, so I feel like there was no point in it, but hey, there was reasons. But I think the hardest thing, and I understand from that perspective, is remember, Roman participated in a duel and won one of the duels, which is good for a character, but now that they became in a situation where it was 1v1, if she didn't take that duel, they probably wouldn't went 2-0, and Owen would have probably went back and didn't have to do anything, because I don't think that drummer is a good duelist, to be completely honest. Who knows, he might be a good duelist, but Roman was a cause for that, so I understand why he was mad. Maybe he was over exaggerating just a little bit, but hey, that's just me, to be completely honest. But Rook comes in, he starts smelling, he kind of acts like a dinosaur, like he's just stomping down the place. He kind of turns around and see that Gakuto and the two were eating, goes over and bites onto Gakuto's, which, dude, you don't do that. I mean, that is unsanitary to the max. Because I remember episode 6 when he just ate the bowl of ramen for no reason. He did the same thing with this, where he just ate off the spoon. What if he actually took a bite already of the ramen, even though he didn't do that? What if he already ate some of it and you just did it without your permission? No one wants your saliva all over the silverware that they're using. Like, come on, man, have some respect. But he ends up buying it. He gets a weird reaction, and then I want to remind you this too. Rug's VA is Flame from Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns, alright? Imagine Flame going into a very high-pitched voice. Just for a second, just imagine that. And that's what Rook ended up doing in this episode. He screams on the top of his lungs that it was good, which that was kind of surprising, to be completely honest. I think it would just be a shock, but I didn't think he would actually like scream in the top of the lungs and then have like the waves coming on by, and then he starts to eat more, and he asks for more of the thing, even though he finds out that Roman, he even keep calling her like a traitorous spy and all that kind of stuff. I think he said traitor spy with spices or something like that. I can't remember the dialogue. If I can remember every dialogue, that would be incredible, but I couldn't. I have to watch the episode like 20 times before I can actually memorize the episode or have a script, I guess. But hey, he gets it, so he gets more more curry. He even says like, yeah, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Dragears, which I kind of got that immediately. It's like, this is Dragears, but in curry form. And literally, this is what he literally says, you know what, we should call this Dragears curry. And then you have Rush Dragon Dragear just coming out of the curry, which was weird, I guess, but I guess was humorous in a way. So all of them start eating, they all enjoy it. And like they're kind of back in good terms, which is good. Which, again, I guess another good thing though that's kind of interesting. This is the first time, like, and I kind of said this during the summary review that I did. This is really the first time that a conflict was resolved without dueling. So they've proven in the show nothing has to be resolved by dueling. They'll make it more like an anime, not just like, oh, just to promote the card game. Like, yeah, that's been Yu-Gi-Oh's big thing, but having some anime aspects might be good. I might not be used to it. Maybe that was my problem with this episode. I'm not used to it. So, and someone that loves anime, it kind of was weird because I think I'm watching a Yu-Gi-Oh episode, but it doesn't feel like that at all. The graphics don't like it. Really, the whole thing didn't happen. Maybe it's just because they didn't duel or any story really did anything, but it definitely was kind of an interesting episode. She put some more stuff in there because she was trying to make more. And then everything just goes to crap because Roman is not a good cook. I don't know what she put in like a multiplier thing or something like that, like some kind of chemical that kept making them multiply because literally it overfills the thing to the point where, which actually I just realized I didn't mention him. Rolo's in this episode. I kind of mentioned in the episode 14 summary. I thought it was gonna be a flashback, to be completely honest, but it was really interesting. It was in this episode. He was actually buying new cards, which kind of hyped me a little bit because we know he's building this deck. He's ready for that rematch. I really do like that. He's walking out of the card shop and he just sees the police just going by, and he realizes like, hey, I know that location, and he goes to it and he just sees like the curry just it's just like going all over the place. It's going through the windows. Like the whole building's just ruined at this point. And then he screams no at the end of it. And that's kind of how they end the episode off there. I think that was kind of funny in a way to kind of get in the reaction from that. Though I guess I would say though I kind of wish they had a little bit more at the end of the episode again. Something to do with that drone that we got, or not the drone. Maybe something with the drones. I mean, they just was there and didn't do anything else for the rest of the episode. I kind of wish like maybe they were roaming the place and then we see the red eye again and we actually see the person that's in there. I think that would have been really cool, but maybe they do it in the next episode because there's a certain character coming back in the next episode. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil it because I do the summaries as its own video and I kind of talk about the previews, which I am very excited after watching that preview though, guys. I am very excited for the next episode because there is a certain thing in that. I'm not gonna say what it is. There's a certain thing in that preview that I feel like a lot of people have been waiting so long for, and probably people know what I'm talking about, but I cannot wait to see that thing in the upcoming episodes. I really can't wait. But guys, that's all I have to talk about. I'm surprised I was able to talk as long as I did for an episode that didn't do anything really. So that was kind of interesting. But guys, that is going to be it for this episode review. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching this episode review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode down below. Before I end this video off, this is something I'm going to be doing new for the channel because honestly, this is the best way I can show support right now. I don't do Patreon. I don't really do that much stuff right now. I don't know if I'm even going to do it, to be completely honest. Maybe if I am a little bit higher in YouTube's algorithm, maybe I'll make membership if I can do that. Maybe I can get like members on the channel or something like that. I'll do that if I get, honestly, if I get any higher than 1,000 subscribers, maybe I'll do the membership thing or the Patreon thing, to be completely honest. But the best way I can show you gratitude is if I get any notifications or something like that, or you guys leave a comment on the last videos, then I'll be kind of doing something like that. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to these three people. These three people had commented on, this one person commented on the last episode that I did, which was this episode 14 summary. I wanted to give a shout out to Olgrotha for commenting on that video. I really do appreciate it. I did like the comment, which was I don't know why I can't pronounce it. Obligatory algorithm boosting comment. I think that's just really funny. I really did get a good laugh at that comment. And I wanted to thank the 2 new subscribers to this channel. I do get notifications at least for subscribers that are new to the channel. So I do want to give a shout out to Andrew Lebrar. And I'm very sorry if I pronounce this wrong because I don't know how in the world you say that. Matthias Pandiagun, I guess that's how I'm going to say it. If I said it wrong, I completely am sorry for that. But thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, the both of you guys, and thank you for all growth, excuse me, for commenting on that video. You guys do bring light to the channel, and for the 2 new subscribers, I hope you enjoy the content further down the line. Hopefully I can make you guys laugh or make you guys kind of facepalm your heads for some of the stuff that I say in these episodes, and I hope you guys just have a good time with the channel. This is a great group of people, and I really do enjoy this community, and I can't wait to see what we do further on going down the road. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and until next time, guys, take care.